I got nothing left to confess. There's nobody here I need to impress. And while the chemicals were killing me, you never left you still in me. I feel your divinity in my vicinity whenever I am depressed or under duress. And I know my abilities you've been giving me. Lyrically, spiritually, I am blessed. Gates is not the only bill that I've been observing, and not the only bill that I find kind of disturbing. Let's go back to the year 1986 and meet the 99th Congress. What a bunch of dicks. They came up with H.R. 4456, the Child Vaccination Act. And here's a wild, fascinating fact. If your company that you own and they supply the vaccine and somebody died, nobody gets tried in a court of law at all. Problem solved. No retribution, no legal solution. You all scot-free. Watch me. Hop on a plane with Mr. Epstein. Now boarding the Lolita Express. Whoa, look over there, man. Is that Eminem and Stephen Colbert? And look, it's the two Bills, Clinton and Gates. Oh man, and they look like they're hitting on that girl that we met on the plane. The one that was with Ghislaine. I think her name was Courtney. Shit, she's only 14. We need to get the fuck up out of here. I got nothing left to confess. There's nobody here I need to impress. And while the chemicals were killing me, you never let you steal in me. I feel your divinity in my vicinity whenever I am depressed or under duress. And I know my abilities you've been giving me. Lyrically, spiritually, I am blessed. I'm blessed. Now, let's say that you've got a foundation and almost all your donations, they're directed toward the containment of a particular contagion. And one of your experts is kind of grouchy. His name is Mr. Fauci. He comes up with an equation. Fear plus persuasion equals the creation of a frightened nation whose panic and lack of education and only wanting just some protection from this agent of infection, they head in your direction and they ask Mr. Bill for their injection.
Wanting just protection from this agent of infection.
Why don't you go get your shine box?
Your direction.
Go get your fucking shine box,
Their
Tony.
injection.
I got nothing left to confess. There's nobody here I need to impress. And while the chemicals were killing me, you never left you still in me. I feel your divinity in my vicinity whenever I am depressed or under duress. And I know my abilities you've been giving me. Lyrically, spiritually, I am blessed. I'm blessed. Dear Bill, I wrote you, but I keep getting returned to sender. I've even tried your wife Melinda, but she's putting a block on my calls. There's the rumor she might have a cock and balls. I apologize for the cursing. I guess you two are never in the same room at the same time, so people think you might be the same person. But anyway, fuck it, man. What's been up? How's the vaccine biz? I know you wish that everybody was on board like Maxine is. Oh, guess what? My wife's pregnant again. You remember Myrtle? Yeah, I always seem to wind up with the skanks. And what's up with you having 3 kids? I thought Melinda was infertile and you were shooting blanks. And what's up with all these tanks? I see them being transported on a train. Is that for martial law? This shit's getting insane. You remember when I met you in New Delhi and you were complaining that it was really smelly? Well, I asked you if it was safe getting that polio vaccine and you said I was making a great decision. Yeah, well, my daughter's okay, but my son Micah, he lost his vision. Yeah, it's been some time and a lot of tears now. And Micah, he's been blind for years now. He's gotten pretty good at walking with a cane, though. Anyway, hit me up, yo. I got nothing left to confess. There's nobody here I need to impress. And
Hey, how's everybody doing this evening? I'm a little bit loud in my own ears, so I'm going to turn myself down a little bit. What's up, everybody? Real Girl, thank you very much for giving us all them fascinating facts in there. Under NATO nuclear weapons sharing, the United States has provided nuclear weapons for Belgium, Germany, Italy, Netherlands, and Turkey. We gave nukes to the Germans? Did we not learn anything in the First and Second World War?
Well, it's okay. We've got the keys, see?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As long as we got the keys and they can't hack it or whatever,
Right.
Whatever. And to Irish USFC Vet, what's up, brother? Yes, I'm doing chats a little bit earlier this week. So far, we've done it once, right?
Yep.
Today's Tuesday.
Yeah.
We've done it once, and so far I'm not impressed. Well, hopefully we'll get more people. I don't know. I mean, I'm glad it's easier for some people who joined, but I mean, it's not like we got extras last night. But we'll wait to judge on if we're gonna stay at this time or go back to the way we were until Friday and see what we come up with. What's up, Saints and Sappers? How you doing this evening? One each.
One nuke each.
One nuke each.
Yeah.
That's all you get.
That's all you need. One nuke.
That's all I need. How about you?
Mm-hmm.
One nuke per family. I think
person.
that's per person. Yeah. I don't know. I figured it's kind of like the gold and silver. Well, the silver at spot deals. Apparently, Silver Bull did another silver at spot deal for the 10-ounce silver bars with their bull logo on it, which is the one that I actually already did. Like when I first got into, earlier this year, trying to put money into silver and gold, I was like, oh, I'm going to take advantage of all these silver at spot deals. Well, I got to take advantage of one of them, and that was the Silver Bull 10-ounce bar. But apparently that one was back in stock briefly, and you could have gotten it at spot. Which brings me to another question. If you do save precious metals, are you planning on putting money into precious metals now? I struggle with it back and forth. I've talked to HDP, who's, tells me don't worry about the premiums, just buy. And then I watch YouTubers, stacking videos or whatever, who are saying that they're not going to buy silver anymore, but then start, as soon as now you get a whole bunch of new subscribers because everybody's panic buying, everybody's driving the price up, everybody wants to get into the silver. The whole I don't want to miss out mentality is in full effect, and I'm guilty of that as well, right? So I'm sitting back looking at silver going up. I'm like, man, some of these YouTubers that are talking, they make pretty good sense, right? What if this does go back up to $50 an ounce? What if it does go to $100 an ounce? I mean, normally, that the gold and silver go up when the economy is doing bad or when there's uncertainty, right? That's common knowledge. And with everything that's going on now, with places being shut down, being forced to wear masks, social distancing, stimulus checks, I mean, I see this as the economy going in the shitter, right? I don't know about you guys, but I can just see my money becoming less and less worth anything as it sits in my pocket. So I have a little dilemma because we're trying to save up for a down payment on a place. We don't know what place yet, but we got some cash saved that we've been saving. And I keep going back and forth. Should I save the cash for the place, or should I put it into silver and hope it keeps going up? And therefore, at least my money's doing something. The only problem is yes, you buy it for a high premium. When you sell it back, I don't think you get that premium back, right? And if I buy it now at $20, it goes up to $50. Obviously, I made a great decision. But if I buy it now at $20, but I'm paying like $25, $26 an ounce, depending on what I'm buying, right? Because premiums. And then it goes down by $5, and I don't get those premiums, I could lose out on it. So those are the things that I worry about. What's up, OMG? How you doing this evening? By the way, everybody, I did want to announce that I did not, the Google AdSense, I did not pause that. I don't know what happened. It says that I paused it, and I did not. I went in there, I changed all my passwords, changed the passwords to my email logins and all that, and unpaused it. So that's all settled. Let's see. So what want? What you really want?
What you gonna do?
No, I've been playing one on TV. Hey Saints. Okay, I'm reading the chat here. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I should be hoarding cash for a down payment on land, or I would love to put it into something where it's doing something. We have a little bit of a portfolio in the stock market. We just started doing that too, right? This year financially has been a good year for us to where we could actually start putting money in savings, whether it be cash or stock market. We were diversifying all three, right? We had a little bit going into gold and silver. We had a little bit going into stocks and bonds. Well, stocks. I don't think we have any bonds.
No.
And then a little bit going into a cash savings for a down payment on a house. But stock market is, you know, if you're like me and you don't believe that the dollar is very strong and it's backed up by, that's the screen door. I forgot to close it.
Okay.
But I don't believe the currency is backed by anything but a whole bunch of hopes and dreams. So Irish is saying bye, you know. Yeah, I don't know. There's conflicting messages there. I would hate to put in all of the money that we have for the down payment and then come out with less later on. That's the only issue. So that's the little opening of tonight's chat. The rest of the chat is, does your vote count? I think it does. Now, I don't think it matters who you vote for. I think either side, you're going to get the same kind of tyranny, just in a different package. All right? What package of tyranny do you want? What pleases your eye better? OMG, someone's been using Netflix for years. I decided to end their fun. Aw, somebody... You ended their fun? Now they have to go get their own Netflix account? Man, I got rid of Netflix a long time ago. That worthless piece of shit. It's so woke over there now. I mean, we used to have it. We even used to watch Orange is the New Black. We did finish the series just because, you know, when we start a series, we like to finish it. But man, it got super woke. It was woke at the beginning, but, you know, there's a certain level that I can handle. Certain level. The dollar is dead. What's up, War Drums? How you doing? So you think that I should, because I do want to make a down payment on a home, a piece of land, right? So what do? Do I put it in precious metals and hope that it doesn't go down? And grin and bear the premiums? Because the premiums are out of this world. I don't know. I mean, if I lose some money, but not, I definitely won't lose it all. With hyperinflation or stagflation, obviously my money is becoming more worthless as I sit on it. I let them use it for 2 years. Oh, the Netflix. I have it for my children. Yeah, there was a lot of shows that I used to like, and I was really interested in the new He-Man series that supposedly Silent Bob was getting behind, or Kevin Smith was getting behind, right? But apparently that's going to be super woke, and even though he said it wasn't going to be. So now I don't know. Hey girl, not yet. Not yet what? Not yet. Don't put it all in silver and gold yet. So if you missed it, War Drums, we're saving up. This year has been good financially for us, right? We finally started being able to put money into gold and silver. We diversified, right? So a little bit in gold and silver, a little bit into cash down payment, and a little bit into stocks.
Yep.
So that's what we were doing.
Now.
But now I'm not so sure because, you know, yeah, the dollar's going to shit. So stock market is a kind of an investment. Silver, obviously, a hedge / investment, especially right now. If you get in, I mean, I've gotten a few silver eagles that I got for like $12. So obviously that's worth a ton more. The crash is coming, buy low, sell high. Well, there is no buying low anymore, technically. I mean, maybe could be a lot higher than it is right now, but man, 21, I think it was 21 something announced today. Just horrible. Buy stock in face mask and envelopes for mail-in voting. There you go. Yeah, pretty much. All right. So the first thing we're going to watch is a video, not the whole thing, just a little bit of it. The video of his is titled Hero Removes BLM mural in Redwood City. And what happens here is kind of ingenious. Our side is quite, and I'm very guilty of this, very reactionary, right? You introduce some sort of tyranny, and I get all mad and blow up and put on my full-on body armor and strap on my 300 blackout, and it's all skeletonized. I'm like, I'm going out there with my fat ass and standing in 120-degree heat. I'm gonna come and take it. That's my mentality, right? I get all riled up really easy to provoke. However, you got to play the long game, right? And this, I think, is something that we could all, what this lady does in order to remove the BLM mural, I think we could all learn from it. So let's go ahead and watch that.
Riddle me this, Batman. How do you get a Black Lives Matter, for lack of better words, mural, removed without lifting a finger, without screaming and hollering, without looking crazy, without being erratic, without harming anyone, and without committing any type of crime or vandalism? You want to know how? By being smart. That's correct. And this leads us to this woman, Maria Rutenberg. That is the hero's name. And Maria Rutenberg is a real estate attorney. Now, one thing in my experience that I've noticed from really successful people, or people who are just have, a higher status job, they don't like to get their hands dirty. Very rare do they get their hands dirty with some nonsense. Their time is extremely, extremely valuable. Okay, so they use it to get the most bang out of their buck. And that's exactly what she does. She doesn't get all dirty, screaming and hollering, body paint. No. She merely sees, oh, there's a Black Lives Matter mural over here. Okay, this must mean legally it's a public place, it's a public forum. Great. I have a message of my own. And you want to know what her message is? MAGA 2020. MAGA 2020.
Local attorney Maria Rutenberg, who said if the street was now a public forum, she wanted a sign of her own, reading MAGA 2020.
That I saw Black Lives Matter sign appearing on a Broadway street, on the asphalt. I figured that's going to be a new public space open for discussion, and I wanted to get my message out too.
Now you can imagine her going to apply. Well, I want to put a message of my own. Oh, absolutely. What's your message? MAGA 2020. Oh, give me a second. I have to speak with the manager. You already know how that went down. And sure enough, you want to know what happened? You want to know what happened? This hero here, the city had to remove the BLM from the street. You want to know what they cited it for? Oh, it was a traffic hazard. Oh, my goodness. What? This is how you win.
The city suddenly decided that Dan's sign was a traffic hazard and could cause accidents, and they removed it in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night.
This is how you do it. You mean it's a traffic hazard? So it becomes a traffic hazard. Well, I want to put up MAGA 2020. That's what you want to tell me? So mofos weren't killing themselves, weren't driving into poles and stuff. I can't see the road. It wasn't a traffic hazard up until the point I wanted to put MAGA 2020. This is the story you run with. This is the story you should be screaming from the rooftop. Just look at this. Look at the hypocrisy. Look at now all of a sudden it's a traffic hazard and everything, and it's illegal and everything. But 5 seconds ago, oh yes, absolutely. Let me, by all means, paint it on the street, and let me provide you the paint at that.
All right. Well, that's about all the video I wanted to share on that. Thank you very much, OMG. Down with the big brother, down with the party. Yeah, it's funny, a lot of my old time subscribers that pop in every once in a while love it, because one of the first things that I did on YouTube, not the first thing, but one of the first things I ever did on YouTube was the Big Brother reality show chat, or I wouldn't say chat. It was kind of a show, I did little shows on the Big Brother, CBS Big Brother stuff. So it's kind of funny now that we're talking about Big Brother in a different way. OMG read 1984, so that's cool. I have not read it. I've seen the movie. I'm not a great reader, as you probably have known from watching me try to read some of these articles. And yeah, no spoilers, OMG, no spoilers. All lives splatter. That wardrobes. So Broken Patriot, local guy here in Arizona, was at this Patriot thing for the 4th of July in downtown Phoenix, and the BLM came through chanting BLM, right? And so he's then shouting BLS, which is not all lives, but Black lives. You know what you said there, Wardrobe. I was like, that doesn't go well. In fact, I believe he edited that video later on, taking that part out, because yeah, somebody's like, hey, I just read Orwell, book on tape. Book on tape. There you go. You know, I've never had that. I think I should try that. Book on tape. Yep. I should totally try that. I might try that.
You should.
Read sounds better. Well, when you get a good reading person, it makes it a lot easier. All right.
If you haven't read any Ray Bradbury, though, Fahrenheit 451, The Illustrated Man, very, very good dystopian books that are very similar to Orwell in their sentiments.
Fahrenheit, yeah, we saw the movie, that one too. I didn't read that book either. I've only ever read one book that was a movie that I watched the movie of, and that was Lord of the Rings. And I'll tell you what, that was that was hard. I mean, not only is it hard to pronounce words, but they're made up at the same time. So, good freaking luck. All right, I wanted to touch a little bit upon this Kentucky couple that we talked about last night. It's basically the same story, but I wanted to get to their quotes. They say, "We didn't rob a store. We didn't steal something. We didn't hit and run. We didn't do anything wrong," Elizabeth Linscott said. Elizabeth Linscott also accused the health department of lying to the court in order to obtain the approval to put Linscott under house arrest. She related that she had never refused to self-quarantine, but that's exactly what the director of public health department told the judge, she said. It was like, that's not the case at all, she said. I never said that. So I'm going to definitely keep an eye on this. I think we all should get up in arms on this, and we should be contacting Kentucky people if we have to. And
how dare they put innocent people under house arrest for not doing anything wrong at all?
Right. Well, they did do something wrong. They questioned the authority. All right, to the main highlight of the story. As I was said in the the title says, is they're all going for broke. I think it's all going for broke or all in, right? They're going all in this year. Does your vote matter? What kind of tyranny do you like? Do you like the Democratic kind of tyranny, or do you like the Republican kind of tyranny? Because it's both tyrannical. It's just what flavor you appreciate more. 62-year-old partner is listening to Beastie Boys?
Yeah, Beastie Boys.
Yeah. I used to like them, but then they got political. Why you got to get political? Why can't you just be an entertainer? Entertain me.
Yes, Stephen King.
Exactly. Stephen King is one of Riddle Girls. One. So Soros prosecutor files charges against the McCloskey for waving guns. That's right. They're getting charged for a federal crime. St. Louis top prosecutor, a radical whose campaign was heavily funded by billionaire mega donor George Soros, charged a wife and husband with felony unlawful use of a weapon for displaying guns after rioters broke into their gated mansion. There's an update to this, and we're going to get to it after I read this one. They're in their 60s. They accused of them creating a violent situation during an otherwise non-violent protest last month. Quote, "It is illegal to wave weapons in a threatening manner that is unlawful in the city of St. Louis," Gardner said. Gardner has previous declined to prosecute any of the rioters arrested during the protest in the city who committed acts of violence, theft, and vandalism. So it's fine to do. Whoops, that's the wrong page. Hold up. I was trying to do Riddle Girl's job.
Sorry.
Thank you very much, OMG. Appreciate it. Nice, even $7. Gardner is... okay. So Gardner had previously declined to prosecute any of the rioters arrested during protests in the city who committed acts of violence, theft, and vandalism. So those people are totally fine. But, you know, waving guns at peaceful protests? No, that's not going to happen in her city. An attorney for the couple, Mr. Swartz, in a statement called the decision to charge disheartening, as I unequivocally believe no crime was committed. Supporters of the McCloskeys say they were legally defending their $1.15 million home. That's actually less than I thought it was going to be. Garner is recommending a diversion program such as community service rather than jail time if the McCloskeys are convicted. Typically, Class E felonies could result up to 4 years in prison. Oof. Isn't that lovely? The protest leader claimed the gate was open and protests didn't damage it. However, photographic evidence suggests otherwise. Yeah, it does. No shots were fired. Yada, yada. So they're getting charged with felony. Let's take their guns forever. However, on the next page here, we have Missouri Attorney General to drop the corrupt prosecutor's charges against the gun-wielding patriots. I wouldn't call them patriots. I would not call them patriots. They are Democrats. But that's okay. We still give them the right to carry as well. War drums, where are the Oath Keepers? Yeah, you know, I did a video, one of these chats, asking where the hell are the 3%? Where are the militia? And right here, yeah, where are the Oath Keepers? Where are these people? First of all, the Oath Keepers, which oath do you want them to keep? Right? Police officers who claim that they're Oath Keepers, you take 2 oaths, one to the Constitution, one to the state and local laws. So which one are you upholding? Because usually, if in order to be a police officer and be employed as one, you have to break the first one. You have to break the Constitution in order to obey the second one that you took an oath to. Let's see. I feel like the Oath Keepers and 3% are settled comfortably into the recliners. Yeah, they can't be bothered. They're too busy. I got a job. I've got kids. These people, they can go out and protest all day long because they don't have a job. They're living in their mother's basement. Oh, I'm so more high and mighty than them because I actually work for a living. But they're out and actually doing something, and you're just sitting at home making excuses. It pisses me off. Pisses me off. I know people personally that make these kind of excuses, right? They have to. Because to actually get up and do anything, that would take some nuts. And some people just don't have it. I don't have it right now. Look at me. I'm sitting on my ass not doing anything either. I'm hopefully going to better my situation. And by doing that, maybe I'll actually do what I'm preaching about. We'll see. But I'll tell you what, nobody going to stand up with me. I understand that. Like if some shit went down, I'm on my own. Nobody's going to stand up for anybody anymore. I think Bundy Ranch was the last time I will probably ever see anybody standing up physically and putting themselves into harm's way for somebody else they don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong, but that's how I feel. I'm a member of a group that will not come out until it's time. Dude, I don't know what the word go is that you're looking for, but whew, I guess, you know, that's up to you guys. Let's see. With their mask on, no doubt. Yeah, pretty much. 3%ers were seen in Seattle clashing with protesters. Were they? Because I don't remember that. I did stories on that a lot. I didn't see any 3%ers up there. I mean, not recently. I've seen it before all this autonomous zone shit, a couple years ago, maybe. But this round, no, I haven't seen it. Our neighbors would just peek out the doors, maybe record it on their phones. Yeah, maybe. All right, so after George Soros backed prosecutor in St. Louis filed charges Monday against the Second Amendment patriots, they're Democrats and they believe in Black Lives Matter movement. The state attorney general moved to dismiss them while denouncing the political prosecution. Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmidt confirmed that the pair, both personal injury attorneys, ambulance chasers, were protected under the state castle doctrine, which when rioters broke into their gated community en route to protest the city mayor. The right to keep and bear arms is given, the highest level of protection in our Constitution and our laws, including the Castle Doctrine. Tell that to people in Hawaii who can't open carry and can't conceal carry without a permit, that it's a May issue, and they haven't issued a concealed carry permit in the last 20 years. And the only reason we think it's the last 20 years is because they only keep records for 20 years. It's probably longer than that. So, yeah, that's something that a federal president or whatever should address. Like, why is it okay to have the Second Amendment in some states and not all? You have to have, if you have a Second Amendment, you should be able to somehow exercise that amendment, whether it be open carry or concealed. This whole May issue, and then you can't open carry, is bullshit. But that's a whole other chat. Schmidt said in a statement, according to Fox News, this proves broad rights to Missourians who are protecting their property and lives from those who wish to do them harm. Remember, Missouri is like one of the only states, or one of the big states, leading the whole don't touch our guns stuff, right? They're totally constitutional. They're telling the federal government that we're not going to uphold your, bump stocks and all this stuff, and you can have fully automatics here, and you can have all this. I don't know if you can build that stuff and get away with it, or if they'll back you up, but, they talk a good game. This whole thing with the McCloskeys is kind of putting it to the test, you know what I mean? What up, HDP? How you doing? The law echoes other legal battles waged by anti-gun activists, such as the prosecutor to what later became BLM activism during the Obama era, the prosecution of Florida gun owner George Zimmerman in 2012, shooting death of Trayvon Martin. Why are we getting on to Martin? Oh, it pisses me off too. I was watching Dave Chappelle, the 8 minutes 46 seconds special, which was not really funny at all. Which was sad because I was hoping to have a little bit of comedy. And they get all bent out of shape about George Floyd, which they rightfully should. That was very obviously a bad thing. But then he starts going into Trayvon Martin. And, there is no footage of that. And the photos of Trayvon Martin they shared with everybody was 6 years before, when he was a lot smaller of a kid, and he was a lot bigger at the time when he got shot. And there's no way you're going to tell me that is totally cut and dry, that, Zimmerman was totally, in the wrong. I don't buy it. I'm not saying Zimmerman was 100% in the right, but all I'm saying is you can't say that he wasn't. And the whole, them trying to, only show his little baby pictures of Trayvon Martin and get some emotion tied into it. It worked. A lot of people are emotionally tied into that, thinking that this little young boy got shot down by a gun-wielding madman who wanted to kill somebody that night, and then just said it was self-defense. That's not necessarily how that went. You guys are saying we should protect Marxists? Are you guys saying we should protect Marxists? Am I saying we should protect Marxists?
That's what he's asking, because you're talking about the McCloskeys.
Are they Marxist? I don't know. I say the Second Amendment is for everybody, not just the people we agree with. OMG, I conceal everywhere I go, even California, even New York. Oh, there you go. We went to Disneyland a few years back. Decided to take the daughter there. Still paying on that, I think. Well, no, I finally got that.
We got that paid off.
So, went to Disneyland, and I cannot confirm or deny if I was on the little teacup ride with Clock 3. Yeah, I go anywhere. I don't go anywhere. There's only a few places where I will take it off. One, my doctor's office, because if I have to drop trowel, I don't want to explain that. And two, if I'm getting on an airplane. Now, if I'm going to go pick somebody up at the airport, there's no metal detector to do that. At least there wasn't last time I went to an airport to pick anybody up. And it's legal to go through the airport with a firearm as long as you're not going through the whole security checkpoint. So, there's only a few places I'll take it off. The HDP, yeah. Everybody has the First Amendment right. even Marxists. And the second. In fact, there was what was that group of black people that ain't gonna... I already forgot the term that they used, but they were marching with firearms. And we had a debate if it was peaceful or not. And we had some people in here saying, well, they were making threats. Yeah, okay, I didn't see that. I didn't hear that, right? All I saw was a lot of people protesting with firearms. Yeah, they weren't protesting the stuff that we like to protest, but it doesn't mean they don't have a right to do it with firearms. The only gun that was not operational was the handgun. Am I reading this backwards again? The funny thing is the guns were non-operational. One of them, yeah, the pistol was not. I have no idea about the AR. I haven't read a story that said the AR was not operational. Okay, that's what I thought. Death to Marxists. Communists, Marxists aren't people. Well, everybody's people, man. God loves you. Yeah, and God loves you no matter what you are, bro. Whether you Marxist or communist, doesn't mean he agrees with you. I mean, love the sinner, not the sin, right? People are like raisin. People who like raisins are Marxists. I like raisins. So yeah, I think you need to stand up for everybody's rights. Just my opinion. Yeah, they're standing up for the First Amendment for a communist is dangerous. It's gotten to us where we are now, but I rather have dangerous freedom than peaceful slavery. I don't want to be told to think one way or the other, even if it's the way I think I agree with. I'm not going to tell somebody else they have to think the way I think. That's not fair. I'll try to convince them, if I can, but... All right, so I'm not going to read this whole thing, but Trump is bringing back the daily briefings, I guess, on the C-19, which could be a good thing. Maybe he'll start trying to get all these states to get off their... shut down the whole economy for bullcrap. What's up, Chad Dilly? How you doing? Marxists haven't got a soul. That's your opinion, and you're entitled to it, 100%. President Donald Trump is set once again to take center stage in the government corona's response after the White House debate over how best to deploy its greatest asset, him. 1 week after campaign shakeup, the plan is for Trump to again become a regular public presence at the podium starting Tuesday as confirmed C-19 cases spiked nationwide. So we're going to get to see a lot more of our fearless leader. Cheers, Wardrooms. So if it's not bad enough, you got organizations like BLM and Marxist and all these other trying to incite like civil war, actual take this country down and restart it, tearing down statues, the whole bit. That's not bad enough. You have then the media going after another person in the media they disagree with and threatening to dox them in their new home because they had to move from their old home because everybody knew where they lived. Some bullshit, man. New York Times is threatening to dox Fox News host Tucker Carlson by publishing a hit piece disguised as a news story about the cable news leader's new home, address, pictures included. Doxing is a radical activist term for broadcasting private, sensitive information about a political target to enable online and physical vigilantism. It happened to Carlson before with frightening results. Yeah, people showed up at his doorstep. Hope the dude's armed. I'm sure he does, or is, and has lots of security. We're going to actually watch the video instead of me trying to read this.
We go tonight. Since this show began almost 4 years ago, I've really tried not to talk about myself on the air or even use the first-person pronoun. The last thing this country needs is more narcissism. It's not very interesting anyway. People who use the word I a lot tend to bore everyone but themselves. But tonight we're going to make an exception to that rule. We don't have much choice. Last week, the New York Times began working on a story about where my family and I live. As a matter of journalism, there is no conceivable justification for a story like that. The paper is not alleging we've done anything wrong, and we haven't. We pay our taxes, we like our neighbors, we've never had a dispute with anyone. So why is the New York Times doing a story on the location of my family's house? Well, you know why. To hurt us, to injure my wife and kids so that I will shut up and stop disagreeing with them. They believe in force. We've learned that. 2 years ago, a left-wing journalist publicized our home address in Washington. A group of screaming Antifa lunatics showed up while I was at work. They vandalized our home. They threatened my wife. She called 911 while hiding in a closet. A few weeks later, they showed up again at our house. For the next year, they sent letters to our home threatening to kill us. We tried to ignore it. It felt cowardly to sell our home and leave. We'd raised our kids there in the neighborhood, and we loved it. But in the end, that's what we did. We have 4 children. It just wasn't worth it. But the New York Times followed us. The paper has assigned a political activist called Murray Carpenter to write a story about where we are now. They've hired a photographer called Tristan Spinsky to take pictures. Their story about where we live is slated to run in the paper this week. Editors there know exactly what will happen to my family when it does run. I called them today and I told them, but they didn't care. They hate my politics. They want this show off the air. If one of my children gets hurt because of a story they wrote, they won't consider it collateral damage. They know it's the whole point of the exercise, to inflict pain on our family, to terrorize us, to control what we say. That's the kind of people they are. They'll deny this, of course. They'll claim it's just journalism, just the facts. Really? So how would Murray Carpenter and his photographer Tristan Spinsky feel if we told you where they live, if we put pictures of their homes on the air? What if we publicized the home address of every one of the soulless robot editors at the New York Times who assigned and managed this incitement to violence against my family? What about the media editor, Jim Windolf? We could do that. We know who they are. Would that qualify as journalism? We doubt they'd consider it journalism. They'd call it criminal behavior if we did it. And that tells you everything.
I don't know. Maybe he should. I mean, if he does it right away, right? Like, you're going to broadcast my address today. If you do, then I'm going to totally tell everybody your addresses. You know, and I'll just say it's a news story to rebut yours. See, call it. You know, I would wonder, you know, will he stoop to that? I don't know. Tucker's a good dude, for sure. He's really the only one I like on Fox. I don't like any of the other ones. I used to like Bill, okay. Not even then. I didn't. Oh, no, I didn't like Bill. Hannity, not really. Tucker, yeah, he's a little bit more freedom-minded, and I like that. He definitely goes against Trump, whereas a lot of other ones won't. So, fair and balanced. Yeah, I'd say out of everybody there, he's probably the most fair and balanced one. There's a lot of other people there that are not balanced at all. I mean, it is like, oh, Trump wants to enact, bump stock bans. Oh, that's fine, you know. Oh, take guns first and due process second. 40 chest. Someone has a crush. Yeah, I do have a little bit of a crush. He's a good guy. Good place to find communists in the open. Okay, 4 + 4 = 5.
That's a 1984 reference.
Yeah, I do remember that. And there's actually Mark Dice has a T-shirt. I think it's 2 + 2 = 4 though. Anyway. Oh, this one kind of hits a little close to home, and I'm not really going to get into all that. But Trump is to exclude those in the U.S. illegally from reapportionment after sentences. Okay. So basically what he's trying to do here is, you know how they rezone districts in order to decide whose vote goes to what politician? Well, they're doing that from the census, and he wants to exclude the illegal aliens. Which, it's not kicking them out, it's just excluding. Since they can't vote, why are you adding them to the district to decide who's going to vote where? Donald Trump signed a memorandum Tuesday that seeks to bar people in the U.S. illegally from being counted in congressional, what is it again? reapportionment, a move that drew immediate criticism and promises of court challenges. They're going to challenge us in court? Why should you count them if they can't vote? Trump said that the respect for the law and protection of the integrity of the democratic process warrant the exclusion of illegal aliens from the appointment base, or whatever that word is, to the extent feasible and to the maximum extent of the president's discretion under the law. So the reappointment, or whatever, is the redistribution of seats in the U.S. House of Representatives based on changes in population found in each decennial census. Wow, I really need to get English better. Your new speaking is plus good. Yeah, I know, it's bad tonight. These are hard words, bro. This is why I don't read books. It'd probably be better if I did, though. I try hard, so keep from being unpersoned.
Yeah.
Constitution requires that everyone in the U.S. be counted in the census. Ho said President Trump can't pick and choose. He tried to add a citizenship question to the census and lost in the Supreme Court. We will see him in court and win again. Ooh, some fighting words. So this goes into the whole play. They're coming on all sides, right? You got the protesters going out and removing statues, painting BLM all over things, trying to tear down this country. In fact, now you got all the sports agencies saying BLM. I mean, BLM's everywhere. Everybody's virtue signaling. Big time, right? Big time virtue signal. Even on their masks, so it's like double virtue signaling. You know, you're wearing your mask and it says BLM, right? Then you have George Soros appointed people trying to get Second Amendment, you know, people in jail. Well, they're not Second Amendment people, but people who use their Second Amendment, trying to punish them. We got the C virus going on. New York Times is going after Tucker Carlson because it's speech that they don't like. And now they're getting all bent out of shape that we might not count the illegal aliens when it comes to redistricting districts. And now Biden's begging Muslims to beat Trump. Oh, I don't know. As I said before, I don't think it really matters who you vote for. It's different flavors of tyranny. But at the same time, I do believe your vote does count. If it didn't count, they wouldn't try so hard. They can't control Trump. And I'm not a Trump fan, but they can't control him. And that is not acceptable to them. Got another threat from the government? Who did?
No, read up. You're starting at the bottom.
Yeah, okay. E-Newspeak is plus good. I tried hard, so keep from being unperson. PC culture is the thought police? Thought police?
Thought police.
Yeah. Believe me, PC culture. Whew. Oh, I buck that every chance I get. Luckily, I don't have to worry about getting fired for being politically incorrect. And I'll tell you what, that's like being a feral cat, man. Don't cage me. I can't imagine doing a 9-to-5 job anymore. Like, can you? Oh my goodness, I'd have to stop doing these chats for sure. Because as soon as somebody found out, I'd be fired immediately, right? We got multiple census questionnaires. The first one had a ton of very personal questions, including asking if we own guns. Yeah, that was fucked up. I didn't answer it. Got a threatening letter from the government. Sent another one with less questions, but still too personal. Still didn't answer. Got another threat from the government. I will never fill out a census. OMG. Well, good luck, man. They make it hard not to, right? And the final census questionnaire with 3 questions. How many people live in your home? What are their races? And how much do you make? Yeah, that's fine. You don't need to know my name. You don't need to know my social. You don't need to know shit.
Oh boy, they were really threatening with that last one. They were like, you will face up to 10 years in prison and $10,000 fine for each person found to be living within the household if you do not answer the census questions.
Right. So Democrat Joe Biden urged Muslim Americans on Monday to join him in the fight to defeat President Donald Trump as he addressed an online summit hosted by the advocacy organization Image Action. What is that? Image Action to mobilize Muslim voters ahead of the presidential election. I want to earn your vote, not just because he's not worthy of being president, the presumptive president nominee told participants. I want to work in partnership with you, make sure your voices are included in the decisions making processes as we work to rebuild our nation, he added. Ooh, let's watch that.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us here today.
Holy shit, never mind. This is an
I
hour
want
and
to take
a
a
half.
moment and talk to you about Muslim Americans.
Okay, so we're just going to read the rest of that. Biden also reiterated a pledge to overturn a Trump administration ban on travelers from several predominant Muslim countries, calling it vile. Some more virtue signaling. Well, yeah. And Apple is siding with China against Hong Kong protesters again. And I know most of us have some sort of Apple product, whether it be an iPhone or iPad or maybe your watch, right? This is starting to get kind of like the Nike shoes. I stopped wearing Nike shoes. I do have an iPad, but, you know, maybe I won't buy the next one. Let's see. OMG, the owner of my company had a Trump rally in 2016. Mike Pence was there. Right on. Aha, if he supports gays and an abortion, sure, Muslims will support him. Well, he'll support whatever you want him to support. He's even for supporting defunding the police. But if you look at his earlier record, he's definitely not for defunding the police. He believes very much in law enforcement in rural communities, especially his community. He wants lots of law enforcement. So, you know, he's also for socialism and for Marxism and communism. He wants to bring socialism to America, but, you know, that's what he says now. Because we all know he's a big-time capitalist who loves a little bit of skimming off the top. Corrupt capitalism. Fuck, Apple never liked their jobs either. Yeah. I do enjoy the iPad. I've never had an iPhone, I don't think.
No, would you have that iPod Touch?
I had the first iPod Touch when it first came out. And at the time, the only difference between the iPod Touch and the iPhone was the iPhone could make phone calls. Right? And I was like, I already got another cell phone for that. And there's supposedly an app that I can have on my iPod Touch that would make phone calls. I never figured that one out. But I don't know. I didn't like that I have to pay for shit that's free on the App Store for Google. Or not for Google, but for
the whole thing
Android.
is you're still paying for it with Android, but you're paying with your privacy.
Yeah.
And your information.
Well, believe me, Apple's sharing your privacy pretty good probably too. But that's what a VPN is for as well. I don't know. I'm really wanting to go to a flip phone personally. I'm done with these smartphones. I don't need anything that has GPS in it that can track me. Now, you guys have any recommendations? I know they still make a few flip phones out there, but I don't know, not a whole bunch. But I don't need a smartphone, man. I leave my smartphone at home when I go out. I'm not going to do that whole contact tracing. The 5G and all the new updates they're pushing, yeah, that has more tracking information that they share with the government. So I leave my phones at home when I can. Sometimes I'll take them, but I just make the excuse, well, I just want them to think that I take it around. It's usually when I go out by myself, though, just so I can call the wife if necessary, although I did not take it today when I went out by myself. Google is Skynet, smoke signals, yeah. Yeah, back in the day it would have been payphones, but I only know of like 2 different payphones in the Phoenix Valley. So that's why I want to get a burner phone or a flip phone. I'd love to get a burner phone. Other than that, my smartphone can stay at home. I don't need to take it with me. Seriously. I mean, if I could find, some of my old phones, if I found them, probably would still work. I actually made those halfway decent back in the day. Prepaid track phone equals double plus good.
Yep.
All right, yeah. Yeah, I gotta look into that. I really seriously gotta look into that. And get me some like Visa gift cards from Walmart or something. Or somewhere else, maybe not Walmart, but you know what I mean. Get the prepaid Visa cards, that way you can then go ahead and buy a disposable phone. Use a ham radio. Man, how much is the license for a ham radio, and do you have to take a course? I know you have to give out your personal information and where you're broadcasting from. I don't like doing that. A CB, yeah, maybe. I've been thinking about getting CBs in my vehicles, actually. Talked from Albuquerque to Barstow, California on my CB. Holy crap. What kind of antenna are you running on that? And anytime we ever try to talk on the CB, now we drove for Schneider. Anytime we try to talk on the CB, we got like 5 miles, I think. Yeah.
Be just close enough for him to go, watch out for that road alligator, just as you run over it.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you very much for joining. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, you can give it a thumbs down. That's all right. Subscribe if you're not already. If you like this kind of content, and if you really like this kind of content, you can always ring my bell and get notified anytime that I go live or when I post videos. And for Riddle Girls singing, if nothing else. OMG says Skip. The vaccine contains hydrogel. Soon, no one will own a phone. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't doubt that one bit, Chad Lily. Going without a phone, just having a little thing in your ear that you touch, and you can make your phone call right there.
Ocular implant.
Yeah.
Cochlear implant.
Scary times, scary times. I have a big radio. Big radio or big antenna? I thought it was the antenna. Thanks, Irish, for joining. Hanging out. There are links in the descriptions below. One is to Irish USMC Vets GoFundMe, where he's trying to start up a place that will have vets come, free room and board. They can work for the room and board, basically learning a new skill like blacksmithing or gardening. And I'm sure there's other things there too. Irish could definitely explain it better than I can. Another one is to ProjectRecover.org. It's like an organization that goes out and tries to find lost service members in battle and bring the remains home to their families. That one's a good one. And the first link down there actually is to Adam Lawson's Believe, and that's the video, the music video that plays before I come on live. Blessed, sorry. It's Blessed. And if you like that song, then that's how to find that. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. Thank you very much. Don't forget, we are starting this whole week at 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, or 53 minutes ago. So set your watches for that, or ring the notification bell, and then you'll be notified when I go live.
Ring my bell.
There you go. And it's messing me up. Also, check out Irish USMC Vets channel. He does the morning muster sometimes when his internet is working. He's got something to talk about. You'll definitely want to ring his bell in order to be notified when he goes live. But usually if he goes live, he invites me and we get on there and we bullshit a little bit. You never know where the topic's going to go, but usually it's somewhat focused on the day's events. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you very much. Make sure to watch out for the government. Keep your family as close to you, and live as free as you possibly can in this tyrannical time. Until tomorrow, I'll see you later.